He is constantly trying to get through Link, go through sewer, get into the defense spawn. He's kind of like cranked his game style up to 11 whenever I've seen him on this map before, so they're going to need to be prepared to deal with him.
All right, we are moments away from jumping into our fourth map in this series. It was very close on Ascent, folks. Ambrosia just edged it out in overtime. But a similar story we saw in Sunset just prior. These two teams are getting in lockstep with one another. But Exeter, very happy to have a freebie now, falls back to halls and calls probably for reinforcements to drift over to B.
Look at Kane. Kane is already flanking through B main. They are surrounded right now, Ambrosia. I mean, he just needs to not over-push this, yeah, and he makes the right decision. He's just going to back off. Now Ambrosia want to re-clear. They know that if they move forward towards that site, it is absolutely stacked, so they need to get map control elsewhere, and they've got enough time to do it.
And if you don't know exactly how many Ambrosia players I think were committed there to be long, so they are a little concerned about Plaza. But that's been mostly cleared. And so now, Poppin is going to be able to play alongside Kane Zero here. They fall back to more defensive positions. This is nice from Envy. Really quite disciplined play as well.
And now 40 seconds left on the clock. Ambrosia go for a bit of a re-explore, just hoping to maybe find Kane, catch him in one of these corners, still pushed up, tucked somewhere, but that's not the case.
30 seconds left.
And they feel now is the time to just head back to B, and they've left Satellite in mid to backstab Link.
Hey, Cliff's gonna TP up the tower here. Easter calls it, he's heard it. Poppin able to turn around, deal with Satellite there over through mid, and here's the drop down. Cliff falls. All things considered, very, very clean pistol here. That Shocky doesn't quite catch on Acreon. Eventually, though, he drops either way. Kane Zero finishes him off. Great opener there from Exeter, and he was last time on this map the first kill merchant for Envy.
And after that, Poppin plays that round in excellent fashion. He was so aware of the timing for a player to come and flank Link, which was the case. Satellite was removed from the server right after he crossed through those doors. Then from there, just swings out, cleans up the last couple players as well. 3-piece on the round, great opening.
You don't know one of the 3-0 for sure. Envy coming into this game, probably pretty annoyed that it got as close as it did on Ascent and then fell away from them. But here, of course, the double duelist setup on this map's pretty powerful. Rainer is not a fullback duelist, though. He doesn't have the gate crash opportunity that Yoru has, so Exeter's more than happy to be the one that gets this contact. But he's got to be careful. That Outlaw's already getting to work, and he might just repost on this because he's that kind of guy.
These jump spots, he knows there's a couple more players on their way. Shot goes a little wide, as does that one, but I mean, he's only facing down Classic, so he's not really in too much danger at the moment.
Ambrosia pump fake this after cutting some noise. So Exeter is likely to get overwhelmed here. Inspired with a spray through, though. Okay, gate crash was always going to be there for Exeter. So it might be over pretty cleanly. Rally out in the open, shoots clone, punished for it. That is that, folks. Dust your hands off, flawless anti-eco round for Envy.
Yeah, Ambrosia, they throw down their own dark cover on that choke point just because they don't want to get shot by the Outlaw, and then hope to find a timing where they can all run out of the smoke, but Satellite's dead, so they don't have any flashes, and they're 100% cooked. And then multiple players just staring at that. So that round is as clean as it gets from the anti-eco perspective. There aren't going to be any light armors for Exeter to take advantage of with Outlaw one-shots. Oh, I like this idea, actually, from Envy. Having Exeter on the line with the Outlaw so Kane can get up really close with the judge. No way he's just going out in the open with the Nebula recall. There's no way.
Exeter tried there to get involved with the Outlaw. Maybe just could have kept his head down. Kane's been lit, and he has no way out, of course. He's playing bloody Rainer, folks, so he is committed.
What?
Yep. Dismiss away, come back for more. That's the Kane Zero way. As the dust settles, there's a fight here over towards A main. Brewing, popping. Too clean. Oh, I love that. That is a nasty Nova Pulse from Ion.
This is an honest Valorant. This is the opposite of honest Valorant. This is as dishonest as it gets, bro.
I'd like to think, actually, that Envy are giving into their most primal urges here. This might be the most honest Valorant that you could ask for. Like, there is no filter in what they're doing. They're letting both wolves just do what they want.
Yeah, I was going to say, It's either both wolves doing what they want, or the one wolf inside them always wins over the other. Inspires on the right angle.
30
Not
seconds.
going to fight that.
Doesn't try and challenge that. Razorvine removed as well, so we could repost this line whenever. Next trying to walk into it.
Oh, the ping.
Yep. Bottled out. Now Welly's position has definitely been taken note of. Pretty bloody good bonus round from Team Envy. Welly going to get tinged here by the Shocky. He'd like to get out of here with this. Poppin is, all right, limit testing. Yeah, they're going to chase Welly down here, try and get rid of this Vandal. I don't think they quite have the time, though. Nothing to see here, says Welly. I'm going to take this weapon out of the round.
We are strong because we are together.
The way it all
Don't
began.
forget that.
It's just so absurd. Kane runs into the recall smoke. He's out in the open. He didn't get punished for it. And then he gets a kill. He gets a kill.
Yeah, and it inspires also there just to pick up the slack.
Ridiculous. It shouldn't be happening.
10 seconds.
It shouldn't
It's
be
like, right, we
happening.
got to experience that shot guard again. All right, Humble Pie being force fed to Ambrosia now. Looking like an A main plane plays the plane, excuse me, but a lot of stalling into it from the Astra. And yep, okay.
Spike down mid.
All right, Kane. Fine, brother. Peek up there with the dismiss away. Oh, Acreon.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Glyph TPing forward. Okay, Shondex. Beautiful couple of shots. Earns himself that steel garden. Welly with the rifle he kept from the previous round has paid off. Why are we pushing into
Okay,
this
we
line?
are just swinging right in.
What is going on, man?
Next up, Exter.
Okay.
And they win the round. All right. We might be getting a little too crazy now. I think we might need to take a deep breath and calm down.
Yes, they
We
just think
are
that,
doing the most.
I don't know. I guess they just feel like, you know, Tronics will never be expecting the third guy to push him. You know, pure contact. The round starts so well. Poppin. Oh, he got both there.
Yeah, they're in a 5-on-2.
Oh, he got both there. That's nuts. Yeah. Okay. And we definitely need to take a chill pill. There are true colors shining through here. It may be a moment where they're better off just trying to have a very solid defense side. Our drone is not going to be cleared. Exter, this guy crashes, making its way to where it needs to be, but of course he'll fight this. Gets his one, but no chance to get out. Maybe not what he was looking for. Now the pressure in Inspire's direction is going to mount a little bit more.
My camera is destroyed.
Poppin does have the Hunter's Fury available. Envy have been doing a great job, by the way, of just controlling towards A main, getting multiple players posted up there. And that's going to make this incredibly uncomfortable. Welly is the lone man going towards A main and has the spike.
Scanning ahead.
And so Recon's going to get
Found
some
them.
great info. It's not broken, connects onto both. So he's going to go ahead and not go in that direction.
God, that feels like a huge miss from Envy, not just being able to clear that recon. There's no flash, there's no excuse. Let it ping them out. Off angle there for Poppin is only good for one.
And of course,
Iron
Glyph
and
is so
Fire
aware,
split.
that someone could be coming from A main. Because someone will be coming from A main.
You want to fight it?
Just a little peek
30
from
seconds
Inspire,
left.
very safe. Here comes the Cosmic Divide now from the attackers. This though allows Ion to get up right on the side.
One enemy remaining.
I'm being bored. Acreon down. Inspire's going to get there. Interesting. The Astral allows Envy to get real close to the site without being detected or spotted.
My ultimate is ready.
Rough for Ambrosia, but hey, money's okay for them. These are costly rounds though for Envy.
The game just gets down to these scrappy, chaotic situations. You can't help but just fuel yourself thinking that Envy are going to win them out. They just thrive. They thrive when the game is chaotic, because individually the players are so talented. And they love to create the chaos themselves. That's just their element.
This goes here.
Worth talking about.
This goes
Satellite
here.
being unable to get anything started up on this Yoru. He's been decommissioned and launched into the surface of Saturn so far this map.
Okay.
Stunning. And that's what Reina does best. He's going to do it again. Conditioning your opponents to never really know when Kane's going to turn up and just how much more he's going to ask for after that first pick. And God, this is an amazing outlaw round.
The fact that this is empowering Dan Dryad to keep playing Lurking Reyna in my 5 stacks makes me sick.
We've all got
I'm
a bit
gonna
of
tell
Kane
you that
in us,
right
mate.
now.
Yeah. Some more than others, you know. I would suggest that less than 100% is probably the optimal amount, but can't argue with what he's shown us on this map. Empress also ready. I can't believe I'm uttering that phrase. Comes Shondex. Kane handles it, heals back up. We are chilling again. Throws the leader in. All good things must come to an end. Kane knew it. All about how can he gum up the works further for Ambrosia. When you've got both players stacked up here playing through connector, usually not a great sign. It'll be Welly and Akrian once more. In fairness, there's a decent amount of post-plant util to work with on the attack side. It's really a matter of getting to the side. Inspires. Oh, what a dastardly location for that camera. Welly will be spotted out. Inspire, man, just gives him nothing. Right back to obscurity with him playing from the shadows, and Akrian now is going to step through his nebulae. Extra face. The look of abject shock we've seen quite a few times so far this year as Akrian's up to 3 now. Finally put to bed.
This is a map already that you see Cypher less than the other Sentinels of Ice being the main one in the meta right now. And then when you have Inspire playing it, who just has a goddamn 1,000-page notebook full of different kill trip setups and cams and everything, like, it is such a frustrating experience. You're just running into setups that you are never really practicing against. You have to deal with so many different little things on the fly. You're going to get caught by obnoxious skill trips. You're going to be, you know, on Big Brother's cam when you least expect it.
4-round lead. Kane doing the same thing again. This time, though, it's just Shondex on the corner. I'm close enough that the Leo won't cut his line of sight to the Reyna. Kane's going to walk away. It's time for Empress. He knows something's happening here. Cliff spots him out, cancels it, does not want to fight the Reyna, and I don't blame the guy. It's good to have a self-preservation instinct sometimes. Much as Painjura would like you to think otherwise. Akrian down. That's not good. They've already lost to Astra so early on in this engagement. How the heck are they supposed to take this map control?
No.
Yep, the Empress is getting rolling now. Kane eventually brought down, but not without finding his kind of flesh.
Envy were so quick to get everyone stacked up on that site as well. Shondex had the timing, can't connect the shot. Yeah, that's a great time for a timeout. Needs to be called right now. Things are getting out of hand, and after some whiff shots like that go down, you need to take a breather for a second. This is Envy in full control of the game. Satellite has a dimensional drift. When we get to the next buy round, they'll have a cosmic divide as well. So some decent tools to work with in the future.
I mean, this is pretty wild. I gotta say, the very quick, it reminds me of what is the gif of like the Grandpa Simpson walking into the room and then immediately just turning around and walking out. That was the Omen TP on top of Kane Zero in that last round when he had Empress active. The clip was like, nope, I'm not going to try and challenge this. So Zakrian forced into a bit of a weird clutch situation. That Empress round, pretty impressive. Kane just loves to fight, give him any excuse. Look at this money. 7K on Ion. Very comfortable spot. Kane knows it's another fantastic use case for this outlaw, so he will snap it up.
Why not play with it? It's going to be some Sheriff's regen armor for the Ambrosia side. They are in dire straits right now.
Agony of Ambrosia right now. Very much like get me out of here vibes, I think. Not been a comfortable pearl at all for them so far. Oh, okay. We have an Odin. Kane swings it. At some point, I have to do some casting and not just make these percussive sounds constantly, but these early plays off the rip here for the Reyna have been nothing short of audacious.
The only thing Envy are struggling with right now is breaking recons. Other than that, they're on point.
Yeah, definitely better at shooting their opponents than those recons. Correct decision to move over to the A side of the map, but Envy are already on the move. And they have not a care in the world, really. Hunter's Fury here for popping. They've obviously built up a massive bank of ultimates. Would love to try and ration them out a little bit over the next few rounds. The sooner you use your ult, the sooner you can start building up the next one. It's a missed shot. It would have dealt Satellite a death blow instantly. Leah at the ready. Condex can't really play that corner, and there's Kane. It's his third with the outlaw, and he wants more. He says, I'm done, folks. Here's the shorty. Stick that up your nose. Willie able to deal with him desperately, just trying to fend him off, but he's down to 26.
30 seconds left.
The guy, Kane Zero, like a force of nature. Like a morning star. Someone who's just wound up and thrown into the midst of all these Ambrosia players. That's just brutal.
He just keeps playing like he's smurfing and getting away with it. So I guess that is smurfing, no? I mean,
that is exactly
he's just
what
on a different
doing.
level. He's just on a totally different level. Said it already this series, but he is the future of duelists in NA Valorant. No question. The shots that he hits with the scoped weapons are always so impressive to me. You can just tell that he's faster than everyone else. Just by this, it's by the smallest margin, but he is consistently faster. It's so mental to watch, man. And those little adjustments he makes with the crosshair are just... it's like watching a robot play the game.
Yeah, those corrections. Spot on. Satellite now. Dangerous dance. Little do-si-do through the wall. Satellite wins it out. Crucially now, that B site is open for Ambrosia. 6-round deficit.
Glyph loves to do that.
There.
Well, the spike's being planted. It's like watching him on Haven. He'll always try to teleport forward, get a pick.
Dimensional drift spot Satellite. Willie's been picked off. Kane Zero able to peer in and deal with him. Back from Satellite. Trying to make his way through tower, but X is elsewhere. Nice watching there from Shondex. That looked like it'd be a freebie. Glyph hears this. Hears it all too well. It doesn't matter. Kane Zero able to dismiss away, dance the wall. This is kind of getting scary. But it's only Poppin left now. And he's not in a position to have an impact. Ambrosia, wake up. Give us a bit of a round. But of course, Satellite getting the up in hand might be pretty darn crucial. He's still struggling to get in. Finding his niche here on Pearl's been a problem for the attack side Yoru.
Of course, that round win, it did require using the dimensional drift on the Cosmic Divide synced up. But a round win is a round win. I think more impressive maybe for me is after they get into the site, if you look on the minimap, they did such a great job of getting into so many different angles. Like Satellite gets his way into spawn, and then Glyph picks up a position, back hauls. They have a couple players still back B where they caught Eggster. They're getting out of his ultimate. They really did have a great setup there on a must-win round. Let's see if Kane Zero tries to jump up here. Satellite can catch him, or maybe just goes for the wide swing. Oh, I like this. They're just not going to expect a second player to be at screens now. Doesn't seem like it will pay off unless Akarian decides to lurk all the way up.
Feels a little unlikely that he'd go for that.
But it is a cool way to try to set up Kane Zero for a kill.
Innocuous looking smoke that came across the map from Glyph there is having a psychological impact on Envy, keeping them here at this site.
Yeah, we've already seen them willing to be able to push through their own dark cover there. So those players have to be ready.
They're convinced, Envy are convinced that Ambrosia are heading that B side. They might be rewarded for this tenacity. Poppin is going to be the spotlight player here for Envy.
30 seconds left.
Sitting inside the smoke, calling all of this, trying to find the timing, gets ahead of that Razorvine. He is slowed up and he can stand still. What a flash! What a flash in the connector! Extra emerges, explodes. And Ambrosia now cut down the two players. They've got no choice but to go towards this side. Akarian, though, might have been hidden this whole time. I don't know if Kane can be ready for this. He might know now as Akarian fires a shot. Leah thrown at the ground and Ion steps up, capitalizes on the blind. Envy back to their winning ways.
Just having a fantastic setup for that situation. Eggster's pop flash out after Poppin is fighting from the area he's standing in right now. He takes that little swing through this archway. Eggster capitalizes. Everybody blinded up. And yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, they were just staying with three players drifted over here, but there's no big over-rotate. Ambrosia, yeah, they took some space in A main, and they sent a Yoru clone while they were working into Link, but ultimately it was just not enough to disrupt this setup. It's got them back onto an eco. This is just pure domination from Envy.
Oh, that was sick from Poppin. I love how patient he is there. All right, we're fine for A main today. Ambrosia woke up and chose violence. Now there's 3 Astra stars here, so a lot of stall that Ion has, and also that Razorvine's been cleared, so he's still got the freedom to move around the site. Paranoia comes in. Inspire does see the clone lit. And there's Ion. Satellite tries to get deep. Punished now. Mineral theft is pretty big, and they get the ping of all 4 players on the site. This is going to surely jolt them into action. Cliff able to TP towards the backside. Secret finds one, but Kane gets there with the shorty. Cliff steps up. Pounded down through the wall. 9-2. 9 rounds on this defense side for Envy.
Last round.
How do you bounce back from this?
The Envy players are just everywhere. Look at you can see the kill markers there in the site. I mean, they're just all basically in the middle of the site. They're getting shot down from every single angle. Kane Zero is just all over them with the shorty. Envy just disrupt your mind. There's too much going on. You're trying to look you're always having to look at something. There's so much distracting you, and then you're just getting shot in the back. Everyone is just doing so much at all times. The actions per minute are just through the roof with these players. Ambrosia want to keep it simple. All 5 players just going down Long B, drone close, steel garden to take the site. Let's just do something by the books. Nothing has been working up until this point. We're just hitting a site.
Kane wants to ping so badly. Spire picked off, even Exeter gets lit. Kane wants to get in eventually. Another Razorvine though gets refreshed, so that play out of connector has been denied. Satellite gets off the line. Oppen's actually in a pretty dastardly spot. Has to go for a bit of a desperate white knuckle spray down though, and he doesn't get anything off of it. Never grab well. Extra flashed up by that arc rose. Brought down as a result. Kane's got nowhere to go here. A little bit of a tough round for him to fight back into. Ambrosia finally just pull their socks up and go open for this B side. It works much better than they kind of realized, and maybe now they're hoping they tried that a few more times, but that's their attack side done. They only come out with 3 rounds, a measly handful.
Yeah, what was it? I mean, they win that eco round where they win a 2 versus 5, then, you know, frankly, Envy just tossed that one away by running at them, feeling like they already won it. And then the other 2 rounds they win were rounds where they got to use 2 ults to hit B. Just not convincing enough. This feels like it's, you know, as good as done. Like Ascent, that was close, but they were still fighting. It felt like they were down and out, but it wasn't like this. This has just been an absolute brick wall they've been running into in the team of Envy. I mean, it feels like they've got no hope right now. This would be a pretty unbelievable comeback if they can make it happen. It just seems that we're destined for Envy to win this Stage 2 playoffs. I mean, a result we thought that they were going to get in Stage 1. They were undefeated for so long. And then it fell apart in the playoffs. They got knocked out in that lower round 2, but here they are living up to the potential that the scene knew that they had.
Cliff tested early. Like there's no guarantee he's going to be able to get his hands on an op in this round on this defense side, especially after falling here.
Oh, look at this. I mean, pushing all the way through sewer is Kane. These players on A are about to get executed on by 3 different angles, potentially.
I find the solo Astra player, the B side of the map.
What?
This little explorable art is pretty painful.
Crazy. The minimap is crazy right now.
Dude, I love Exeter's role in all of this. It will be too late to see everyone rotate off the side, but he knows better. Akron is like, how is this possible? How the hell has this guy appeared behind me? Spike is going to be a little bit delayed coming towards the B side of the map, though. Still coming down long. And says, well, I'm bored. I want to go fight. Give me something to do. Promdeck's going to be tapped down pretty low. Kane wins out that fight. Should be able to heal his way back up and still be fighting fit. Popping out of the side. That is stellar stuff. I heard the ding. And Glyph barely in the round. This could be it, folks. Ambrosia might have given us their very best. That effort, winning out Ascent, was impressive. But it's not an effort they've been able to sustain over the whole series, and definitely not here on Pearl. This has been domination.
This is what Envy do best on this map, on attack. They will exploit every single hole in your defense. This wrap through spawn from Kane is just mental. Akron did not think that was possible, and then he goes for the standard Reyna approach on the pistol. You get the kill, you get the overheal, and then you just find the first person to take a fight against, and you are massively favored to win it out. And we're going to go for a B split on a site with no players. So I'm going to go ahead and say this round is done.
That is satellite erasure, but honestly, he's been pretty invisible on this map so far. I think like three kills in 14 rounds. Never got rolling. Now just waiting for the rest of Ambrosia to get here. Definitely it's going to be a hit to your confidence. He dug deep. Dug real deep on Ascent. Great map from him. Picking up that attack side up. Looked dynamic. Looked like he was flipping the script on Envy on quite a few of those rounds. Now this one just seems like Ambrosia have accepted their fate. They're in no position. They're in no business to challenge this site. I think it's just a matter of trying to perish to the spike itself and prevent Kane from eating them up.
He just wants to hunt for more. Why not? Not like he has the most impactful ult in the game, but when he's playing like this and has max confidence, time to run it down.
Aries there for popping, never is needed. Envy, you can see they're kind of setting up to play this spammy post plant from B long style game. They can do the same, of course, on the aim part of the map. So Ambrosia, time to buy. This might be their final gambit in this series, in Challengers Stage 2. And they've got to dig deep. What have they got left? Because they sure as hell better leave it out there.
And even if they lose here, you have to put so much respect on them for this run that they've been able to make in Stage 2. A few roster moves coming into it after staying alive in the league in the promotion relegation tournament. And absolutely no one would have expected them to be in the grand finals here. No one would have predicted that. This team has just shown themselves to be such a force.
Conversely, why everyone expected Envy to be in this game. They're one of the first teams to qualify for playoffs. I think a Swiss record of 4-1. They managed to get through the Tejo Breach era and refused to play that comp for much of the time. They just didn't want to do it.
There.
Now, it seems like the time for them to come alive. Kane's is doing that same attempt, lurking up mid. Shondex is specifically countering it. As they hit those, still going to come in. Arc Rose set up. Cliff getting ready with the paranoia. Here comes Poppin, actually stepping or attempting to step through that Razor Vine. Drop touch should give him a tickle. He goes very low, and Acreon's able to spray on in. Solid protocols here for Ambrosia. And Fundies too. Inspire steps out. Alright, he's supposed to win those. Homie was crouch walking, I'm pretty sure. His double back from Poppin. He's got the spike in hand. I don't think he's close enough to hear Satellite here either. He spotted out though. God forbid why I say this is winnable for Envy. They're on this side now. Good involvement from Cliff. Just love how expedient he gets about interrupting the spike plant. Yeah, he can clutch this out surely. Ion takes him down, but the damage is definitely done. Uncharacteristic there for Shondex, but Welly is a safe pair of hands. It keeps Ambrosia's hopes and dreams alive, albeit barely.
At least they don't go down to the bonus. Would have loved to have had a couple more weapons saved into this next round. The buy is not going to be ideal, but of course they do have to force it up at this point. Don't want to allow Envy to get to 12. Just figuring out what they want to do here. It's going to result in a couple Guardians, a few regen armors, but they've got the util that they need. This is reasonable enough to keep things alive. This is the most dominant any of these maps have really been so far.
So, first steps taken for Ambrosia. It is a mountain to climb. They've got this, this vice set up over on the B side, which is pretty annoying, but Clone is always going to be able to get that wall out for free. So it does. Sheer wall triggered now. Envy are going to wait this out. They are pretty bloody committed to this. Nova Pulse, easy
That's
kill for
fantastic.
Shondex.
Just multiple util pieces there to punish Eggster.
Okay, Paranoia comes out. Ion still able to find a second somehow. Clip looking, searching. Ion retreats back into the cover of that nebula. Plan B. Oh, it's kind of awkward. Ion did the third. His no business finding that. And Cliff it was a half-hearted attempt to spray down through that smoke. Wow, Cosmic Divide is going to get Ion there. I like this from Cliff. There's no way you're ready for this. Does Ion check this spot? What? Ion, unreal! He's looking! He's ripping, he's tearing, and he's watching! Here's the plan, of course, from behind the wall, and all of a sudden, Ambrosia. Claws dug into the Cliff face. Desperately hanging on. Ion has been electric, excuse the pun, over the last couple of maps, and now he needs to clutch. 45 health, but the stars are on the spike.
Need that back.
He recalls that one to have an extra. It's obvious where he is. Well, he knows it, but he does not have the time to walk all the way up B long. So there's a grab well here. I don't think he's using Nova Pulse either. Looks like it's just a pulse, and there is Ion. Finds his timing. A stunning ace. And if anything, that is going to break the back of Ambrosia. They dig their shields in, but MD hit him with a haymaker.
Bro, how did he know that Glyph teleported up there? Did his barrel stick to the wall or something at some point?
I think it was the correction of aim.
Facing that is crazy. I couldn't. Yeah, was that a correction or a hard
I don't think he
face?
had the crosshair placed. I think it was below. Oh, what?
Oh my god, that's
He knew.
that is insane. I mean, he was behind the wall as well, so he couldn't hear the teleport.
That assumption just won the map and series there for Envy.
Ion has been unreal these past few maps. I mean, Kane is always the story of this team, and for good reason, but Ion is the other upcoming star on this roster.
Oh, buddy. All right, Welly. Core popping takes him down. Not too shabby at all. Good start. The weapon sucks, though. All rifles now. Shondex and Akrian have them to work with. Here's Satellite with a bucky. Technic done. 0 dealt with. Shot to the breadbasket will end the Rainer. And hey, we still got game in the say, Ambrosia. Boy, howdy. They are beat black and blue. They keep picking themselves back up. Aldrone does not see Inspire, otherwise you would see every Ambrosia head turn in that direction. But Shondex is the one watching this. And the AD strafe is not quite good enough. So Envy will be forced to wait for what feels like it should be their just desserts. But their money is pretty average. Chunks down a lot now. They've probably just had to take a full save here.
Yeah, Ambrosia not giving up just yet, winning that on the eco. So many players stacked, ready to deal with that hit, shotguns, etc. And Welly with another Hunter's Fury that finds value. His Sova utility, man. He has just been one of the best players of this entire playoffs of any team. He's so good on this agent.
Just unreal in the clutch, too.
But this is the problem. It feels like when you're making a comeback against Envy, when you're making a comeback in Valorant, eventually you're going to fight against a lot of ults on one of these rounds. And when you're making a comeback against Envy, someone is going to pull a 3K, 4K out of thin air.
Or just a random thrifty that shouldn't be. That's why Ambrosia have to be on full alert there by forcing, obviously, into this kind of round. They just need to keep the money flowing. One false step and it's done.
Would love to win this round and get a couple ults into the next buy. Shondex just one away from that Steel Garden. Akrian close to the Cosmic Divide.
He got a cross. Akro's triggered. They do that Kane thing. He knows a bit of a crossfire. Safe pair of hands is Shondex. Glyph is also there, of course. Full save this was for Envy. And Ambrosia just need to make sure, yeah, they just maintain this sort of faux confidence, even if it's just projecting.
One enemy remaining.
Fire is down. Not too shabby. Ambrosia happy enough with that kind of round. Again, it's going to be hard to sort of put the defenders in a position where they can't have a decent buy for every round that remains in this game. Ambrosia just need to try and make sure that they want to make this comeback. They get through multiple waves of ults and, of course, try and give as many players up at the end of those rounds. They don't want to be, winning these rounds with one player up and eventually having their economy just undercut.
So both Akrian and Shondex have their ults ready to go. Satellite on the cusp of a dimensional drift as well. You're going to have to expect that Eggster will be using his here. Glyph, this paranoia should get massive value. Connects up to everyone for the swing, but he's spammed down by Ion, fully blinded up.
A main control here in the hands of Envy, firmly. Welly going to be tagged up by that Owl drone, forced off the site. It should be Envy's for the taking to walk up. But that Razorvine is pretty timely.
I know exactly where you are.
Now they've got to pause on this, but they have a corpse, so Neural Theft is going to show all of Ambrosia starting to rotate in their direction. Over the dimensional drift now, what do they find? It's Satellite going down and popping with 100 Fury. You mentioned it. Eventually, there's just going to be a bunch of ultimates that turn into positive trades for Envy. 3 up for Ambrosia. Welly, Shondex, Akrian. At separate times in this series, they've all been standouts for this team, but now they're going to do something incredible. Dexter's low. He's offered up as a bit of a sacrificial lamb, and I love the Steel Garden here. Numbers are even, but Envy should be able to fall back and have enough time to get their primaries online.
Cosmic Divide as well.
One enemy
It's popping
remaining.
down. Did he have a classic in his hand? I'm not sure. Inspire here now in a 1 versus 3. I think Ambrosia have done it. They have staying alive. Beautiful steel garden. It comes at a backbreaking moment for Envy, just as they're trying to push off the site and take these fights.
And right after that, that Cosmic Divide used by Akron was perfect. All of the players were funneled back towards Art, needed to try to get timings to get out in front of that wall. They couldn't do it. Ambrosia, they're still in the game. That's such a crucial round to win as well, because Envy expended a few of their ults there. No more Hunter's Fury. No more Dimensional Drift. So Ambrosia have an anti-eco, a chance to get to 8. Real chance to keep closing the gap. This ace from Ion was just outrageous.
This is, of course, that Hunter's Fury for Willie that was able to take, popping out the game early. Satellite onto the site. Okay. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. It's an easy trap to fall into. But we saw a number of ultimates come out of Envy in that round. They're also going to be knocked back down economically. Eventually, that loss bonus is going to allow them, though, to maintain like a baseline of pressure. That could be a problem for Ambrosia. But now Envy say, okay, we're now going to be dealing with the satellite op. He's got that in hand. I wouldn't quite say that Yoru's got on line for Ambrosia yet. Fortunately, he hasn't had to. The rest of his team have kept him in the game so far, but this would be a pretty good time to take it over. Got to be 2 Stingers, 3 Sheriffs, and a Cosmic Divide for Ion.
Looking to see how Satellite is going to start to play around this op. He's going to post up. He hasn't been able to do all that much yet in this game, but his defensive opping is really one of the highlights of him as a player. I mean, frankly, if not the best aspect of his play is his opping. I mean, we saw that yesterday in the lower bracket final against Burger Boys. How many first bloods did he get on defense with this gun? Incredibly consistent.
Satellite looking for the safest part of the map for him to take contact. Of course, can always fall off this if he needs to. There's a gate crash over towards Secret. Takes the shot. No connection. Envy are going to be allowed to take some space, and there goes Clip down. That's a rifle handed over. Inspire now is in a dangerous position. Well, he has to fight on 2 angles. It is crossfire down. Here they come, folks. Envy marching in. Eggs are not giving Satellite the shot he so desperately wants. Now Cosmic Divide comes up. Okay, Envy now can move onto the side. They've lost Kane's era, but they still have 2 rifles to work with and an acceptable amount of armor. Stingers, with it playing up close. Satellite has to have a backstab position off the back of this Dimensional Drift. And first, it's the clone. Next, it's a missed op shot. He doesn't have a good weapon for this at all, but he's able to win it out as Poppin pushes him while he's holding a shorty. Now Satellite's on the right side of the wall, but will it be the right side of history after this round? As Shondek swings, Exeter down. Inspire still has a rifle. Trying to bide his time, but he's low. Sat in the smoke. It's a little obvious, and he knows it. He has to try and make something happen, and now it's up to Ion. Not half just yet, but Akron's got the touch, and he's a long way away with this Stinger. He's able to stall. Make it hard. Costly. Force him on. Switch over towards the Sheriff. Akron on the defuse.
Oh my god.
It was close.
Oh,
real close.
God, man. You could feel the tension there. I was so convinced he was about to get that second Sheriff shot. He was so patient, waiting in art. They thought that he had potentially wrapped all the way around back to main because he was just not giving them an inch. How many times have we seen a situation like that as well, where the team in the lead just suddenly wins it out on an eco round, running it down with Stingers?
I mean, that Cosmic Divide was pretty sick there. And the timing from Inspire, that really circuitous flank, got it getting up mid somehow. And getting behind Ambrosia, very close. Satellite missed shot, takes some damage, but is able to gate crash away.
Orb recovered for Eggs. He's still a bit away from that Dimensional Drift, but I mean, certainly will have it at some point in this game if Ambrosia continue to run this back. This, by all accounts, should be an ultless round. Eggster is definitely going to want to get over there and use that clone to get that shear wall procced.
Not ready yet. Good hit.
It's a gate crash there.
Flash trap
So obviously Satellite can rejoin it. Opts to take that up, so he'll be set up in tower. Smoked off that angle instantly, though. Condex is well set up here. There's nothing to really stop this. Okay, through the smoke. There's Inspire. Down. Poppin is able to trade it out, maybe. Ambrosia overstepped here a little bit. Acrid able to deal with the Hall's push. And that was a spike in hand for Poppin. Kane and Ion trying to finish the job, but a Satellite is holding the angle already. And here we go. Ambrosia clambering back into the game. Envy now reset economically. They're going to have to sit back and continue to be patient.
Just get it up in Satellite's hands whenever you can. Peeks out, gets the first, and then backsight some great anchoring from Acreon, who's been rock solid for this team today. Picks up 2, drops Poppin, who had the spike loose, way back halls. Eggster's trying to get back there to collect it. Loses the duel to him as well. Ambrosia just get right back into that site to support their anchors so quickly. Big clash in A main. This is dangerous right now.
I'm not sure he finds that. The Lear is in play, and then it's a stunning paranoia from Glyph. And we just want to get this over with. They want to run it down. And Ambrosia will oblige. More than happy. They keep the money going. Envy are going to have to beat Ambrosia at their best economically now to win this game. There's no other choice. But look at his ultimates. We're getting close to Dimensional Drift. Hunter's Fury. Envy are building towards that critical mass, but so are Ambrosia. There is no guarantee. Envy can just trade a bunch of ultimates for a round win. That last desperate round they need to take.
This is where it sets in for Ambrosia that they are actually making this comeback a reality. They're on a 6-round run to get to 10.
Rise and bring glory.
Pressure can start to mount even further for them right now. This is their grand finals on the line.
It was 12-4, Wyatt. 12-4. Envy realize Ambrosia is starting to get some confidence. They've got to shut them down now. Be done with this game. Get out of it before it gets out of hand. There's Melly. Gets caught out as he tries to get across, but Exu can only find the one. Kane steps up. Empress active. Dismisses away. Now looking for his next target. And it's Shondex who falls. Kane, though, is a problem. Kane in a position to run through their back line. They're out amongst the pigeons. He baits the op shot, swings the line, and it's his third for the round. It's on Acreon now, who shuts him down when Inspire will be there. And Envy have finally conquered Ambrosia. A banger 4-map series. And it all ends here on Pearl as eventually they find the pieces, put it together, and take the Stage 2 title.
And of course, it has to end. It just has to with a Kane highlight reel moment to get them over the finish line.